RPS. Live from Primavera Sound 2022. Proudly presented by Cupra.
I'm actually fangirling now because we have with us Hannah Diamond.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. Like, I'm actually fangirling.
Oh, bless
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So, you played last night at Tours. How was it?
I did at 2 a.m. It was amazing. I had such a good time.
Yeah, I was there and I had this like cute rave vibe,
Love.
like raving with gays and girls,
Love.
like everything we need. Are you looking for it when you like prepare your gigs, even your music? Like, let's give them the rave they can't have because normally it's not a safe space.
I mean, I guess so. But for me, it's kind of like, it's what I really want from a party is I want a safe space to party.
Exactly.
And, you know, to like it really experience like this euphoric trance moment. Because like, I feel like, you know, in a lot of electronic music, it doesn't always feel that safe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's kind of what I'm kind of presenting what I want, you know.
Yeah.
And
it
I guess
shows.
it attracts like-minded people.
Exactly. Actually, like just like 2 days ago, I was driving my car and I was crying listening to your music. It happens all the time, and it's because it brings me back to like high school when we were listening to like Eurodance, trance music, like even Machina things.
Yes,
So are those like your references?
100%.
Of course. But is this thing like I couldn't enjoy it by that time? I couldn't
Because it wasn't cool.
exactly.
Yeah, same. I kind of had to hide that part of my personality for like quite a long time when I was at school, because I feel like it was, I guess, like everyone was having like a really kind of like indie and like emo moment.
Yes.
And I think trance was
Also,
like,
we are a bit emo.
yeah. Same. But like, you know, I feel like trance was like a guilty pleasure for me that I
Yes.
felt like I couldn't really like openly express. And I was thinking about this morning actually, because I was listening to by the pool at the hotel. I was
Yeah.
listening to this song called Boys of Summer by DJ Sammy. I don't know
Oh,
if
did
you know
Sammy?
it.
Yeah.
Um
But I don't know if I know this song in
yeah,
particular.
so if you guys know it, it's a really good song. And actually, I was thinking about it because I was thinking about how much of an impact that specific song has had on my life and like my music. Because when I was a teenager, I was in a dance group, and I had I guess like one of my favorite songs that I danced to in that dance group
It was that
this
one?
song.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that was sort of like one of the like early entrance points for me into trance and got me really into it. And I was thinking even about how, you know, how much just like being in that dance group and having that song that like inspired me so much, that I loved so much, has actually like gone on
So
to influence.
thank you to your dance teacher
Yeah,
to
choosing the
play
song,
this. Yeah, 'cause
exactly.
maybe we
Yeah, I was thinking.
we wouldn't be like here with you.
I was literally thinking this by the pool. I was like, I think my life would be quite different if I hadn't been in that dance group and I hadn't, you know, found those influences. And even I feel like looking back, like that's really prepared me to even be on stage in front of thousands
Yeah,
of people.
we saw that last night, like your
Aw.
moves with your cute
Thank
little
you. My
tutu. Yeah.
I missed the concert, which makes me so sad. But I know you're playing again in La Ciutat,
Yes.
and I'm so excited for Acid Angel Party,
Yes, on
and
the
you're
8th.
gonna be all there, which is how does that feel? It feels like a it's the hottest gig of the town. That's obviously how does that feel?
Aw.
Like everyone wants to go there
Yes.
because it's gonna be like a friend thing. Like all of you know each other, all of you are friends. How are you
Yeah.
excited about
I'm
it?
so excited. I think, you know, I've been really I've been missing like all of us being together, like especially like doing big festivals and big shows like this. It really reminds me of when PC Music first started, and we went to like New York with Sophie, and we did South by Southwest together. And you know, those moments are like some of like my favorite moments in my life. Like it feels so lucky that we got to experience that and like
That
travel the
again.
world together. And now we have, we have some new people on our roster, some people
Yeah.
who are quite, I guess like haven't been in PC music too long, but are still like really close friends. And I think it's fun to be able to bring those people like into that kind of experience that like some of us have already shared together, and like build new ones too.
It feels like it's going to be for us, the audience, like quite like voyeurism. Like
Yeah.
you will be having your house party together.
And you
we
allow
will
us to come. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That will be so cool. And I really want to talk about how you're one of the OGs of PC music, and you've been there from the beginning. And I always wonder how did you all met? Like how did that end up happening? And how does one suddenly have the greatest group collective?
I think it is luck. Like sometimes I think back to it and it just feels like the perfect storm of people meeting at like the perfect point in time where we were all sort of like working out who we were. Like at the time when I first sort of became involved, I was in my second year at uni studying fashion, and I started an internship at it was kind of like a music, fashion / new rave magazine called The Super Super. It was kind of a it's quite similar to magazines like The Face and Sleazer Nation, like back in the 90s, but it was really focused on like internet culture and stuff, which is actually quite hard to contain within a magazine, because once you've printed it, it's kind of old news. So
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that we did there was like very ahead of the curve, and I think a lot of people were kind of freaked out by it at the time, but it was like a really exciting space to be in, and a really cool kind of like way to really make friends and connect with people that were into the same thing, because it was super, super niche. And yeah, whilst I was there, GFOTY was actually working at the magazine as a writer, and her project was started as a column in the magazine where she'd give like advice on how to be the girlfriend of the year. And and then through her, I met AG because they went to school together. And then all of a sudden, like I went from being someone who'd like, just moved to London, didn't really have a friendship group, was feeling quite lost, like hadn't really found my like creative family, to suddenly like meeting a bunch of people who were really thinking about things in the same way as me. And I really think, I was just in the right place at the right time. It feels really lucky.
Sometimes I feel like in my head you just met on internet, like that would make more sense.
It would make more
to me.
sense.
Yeah.
It would make more sense.
Like
but
nerdy people just like looking for their family.
I mean, that would totally make sense. But I think sometimes like, that phrase "truth is stranger than fiction." It's weird that we all met in real life.
Yeah.
Anyway. Even meeting Sophie, like Will, who was the editor at the Super Super. Me and Will actually went on to make our own magazine in the end called Logo Magazine. And for the launch party, we had this party in this like really crazy jazz bar in Soho. It's very small, very niche. And we just decided like, why don't we try and book Sophie? Like we heard like one of her songs on SoundCloud. There was literally one thing on there. And we're like, maybe she'll DJ? Like, shall we ask? So we asked. And I think she showed up to the party and was like maybe a little confused, like who are these strange kids, like what are they up to? And we really weren't sure like whether she was into it or not. And then I remember AG managed to grab her at the end and convince her that we were cool, and like, I don't know, that like
We know monsters.
we had stuff we had stuff in common. And then all of a sudden Sophie came into our world, and then everything kind of expanded, and together I think we all had this like shared vision, and we really we're all aiming to make the same kind of stuff.
You were all so ahead of your time. Like thinking about it, like you said it yourself. Like it is incredible to think you were like thinking the things that are and doing the things you were doing so many years ago. Things that are now getting into the mainstream. Back then, people thought about it like as if it was kind of post-ironic, like not you weren't doing it in a serious way because it was so ahead of your time that people couldn't really process that it was a serious thing. Like, do you think now people are understanding more what PC music is? How has it been being misunderstood for these many years?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think people weren't quite ready for it at the start, and I think even it kind of shows from all the think pieces and all the kind of like people really trying to pull it apart and dissect it and like work out what it is. It's cool that people are coming, like I feel like people are like kind of a bit more ready for it now. It kind of makes a little bit more sense right
Even
now
if it
in the
took
world.
so many years
Yeah.
for you, it's still an achievement that people, even if they took their time,
Yeah,
now.
100%. I feel really proud of us, and also
You
always,
have to.
always kind of shocked that it happened, But I think really what happened with us more than anything, even more so than being like really forward thinking, is that we were just like a group of friends who like really, really deeply believed in each other's vision, and I think when you have that kind of connection with people and that kind of bond and that kind of friendship, like you can't really help but magnify each other's vision, like having people around you that really, really are rooting for you. It helps you like
That's
think,
beautiful.
it helps you think bigger. And it was one of the things that I remember we were all thinking about at the start. It was like, okay, I've got this idea, but then like someone would be like, but how can we make it bigger? Like what would be the biggest way to do that? Like, if we had unlimited budget, or like, if you had I don't know, if you were Ariana Grande, how would you do this? If you were Katy Perry, how would you do this? How would it be executed? And then somehow trying to just like figure out as a group how we could kind of like create that spectacle with like the tools and resources we had, and just by helping each other. And I think that's really like how we managed to do it.
It's beautiful. I was thinking that maybe those people thinking that it was like a joke, it was because of the stigma on pop music. Like they really wanted to believe it was post-ironic because they couldn't think, oh,
Yeah.
pop is cool. Oh.
Totally. And I mean, there's also a part of me that thinks like there's also like quite a bit of like homophobia in electronic music. And I think,
Totally.
we were coming
Totally.
through like making something that felt like very queer friendly and very camp in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And
In all of them.
yeah, and I think that I think at the start, like obviously we kind of like launched into kind of a more kind of like, I guess like electronic crowd or something, because that was kind of fitted in with like, I mean, there wasn't really a place for us, at the start. And I think I just think that crowd wasn't maybe ready for us. And it's really cool that, even say like with Charlie becoming involved in PC and like starting to work with AG, like I feel like she's really like introduced like her LGBTQ fan base to PC, and like it kind of like has helped shape our audience and stuff, into something that feels like way more aligned with where we're all at, which is really cool.
Yeah, I love seeing that mainstream is more acceptable of things like so cool like PC music, and they're willing to understand it as it is and as a serious, amazing project. But at the same time, getting into the mainstream can maybe also have like downsides. And we were talking with Albi about the label of hyperpop and how has that changed.
Like using the term now, it's like I feel like now it's cool what they call hyperpop. So they just reproduce the sounds and structures that you used to do, but there's no like this rethinking pop music or like doing it meta.
Like it's like, are you thinking
It's
it's
just
more of kind
repeating.
of like aesthetic or something?
Yes, exactly.
Sure. I mean, my friend Will, the guy that I spoke about earlier, who was the editor of Super Super, he actually said something that kind of like changed my whole perspective on like what hyperpop is really recently. And I kind of had that, that meme where you see like the brain kind of like expanding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I'm
ready for
ready,
it.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
That was me. And like, he actually said to me recently, he was like, I think all these critics and stuff have got hyperpop wrong. He was like, it's not a genre, it's an audience.
Yes.
And he was like, there's nothing that actually really like joins the music together that much, other than like there's like a really like core audience that listens to everything that gets categorized as hyperpop. And I thought, do you know what? That's actually really smart. And then it got me thinking about how actually on Spotify, a lot
I
of
was
those
about
like
to say that,
Spotify
yeah.
genres are actually, you know, they're like really negated by the audience, not really about the music, but
Yeah.
it's about the algorithm of who's listening to what. So actually what they're creating is like kind of like pockets of audiences
Yes.
rather than genres.
Yes.
And just because an audience likes a certain type of music doesn't mean it's a genre. And then I was like, wow, you know what? That's actually really smart.
Mind blowing, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is 100% true because I remember like the year before Spotify started using hyperpop and making hyperpop playlists.
Mhm.
They had this like an umbrella term. It was like escape room. Like, do you know
Oh.
the Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year?
Yeah.
So I remember that I got said that the music you listen to is escape room. Not room, escape. Yeah, it was escape
It
room.
was titled Escape Room, and
Yeah.
everyone was so
And it
confused
was-
about
yeah,
that
like
label.
what's this?
Yeah.
And it was
Hyperpop.
like, yeah, but not only because FK was there as well.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
it was about the audience
Mhm.
and like actually like the community.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think hyperpop like really more like epitomizes the community more than it does the sound.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the artists within that are like pretty flexible because, you know, audiences like a lot of different stuff, you know.
So you okay with the term?
I think now that, you know, now that I'm like, when you think about it as like a community
Yeah.
or an audience, like that feels like something pretty powerful, you know.
Yeah.
I think like obviously as an artist, it's frustrating to be like I guess lumped in with a genre because like, you know, everyone listens to music in a different way and takes something else away from it. And I think that it's quite hard as an artist to even, you know, put a label on your music or be like, what is it? Because, you know, you
Always
might have
that,
many references. Like for me, like my references are like trance, like hardcore, like dance music, like just like super like iconic pop stuff, like
Yeah.
really like, you know, classic kind of pop stuff. And then even stuff like UK garage, you know, like things that really like inspired me like when I was like growing up. So for me, like I don't really feel like hyperpop really summarizes my music at all. But like when you think about it summarizing my audience, I'm like, yeah, you know, that's probably right.
And yeah, this is the audience that came yesterday.
Yeah.
Last night.
You know,
Yeah,
and
of
I
course.
think yeah, people just thinking about it in the wrong way maybe.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm
Yeah.
coming to terms with the idea of hyperpop
Yeah.
again. I'm like, yeah, it's ours again.
It's, yeah, because for a
It-
while it was like, oh, whoa,
It
whoa,
was
whoa.
taken away. Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like that.
Yeah, sure.
Totally.
Talking about sounds, I think we have to talk about your album, which has been a long time coming.
Oh,
You've been in
true.
like the music industry since forever,
Yeah.
but your album just came out recently.
Well, just before the pandemic, I guess, yeah. So
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
recently
That's true.
compared to,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the time since
yeah,
you began.
totally, yeah.
But why was it like that? It took so long? Is it because you take so much time in your aesthetic aspect of your music, and you wanted to make it perfectly fit in the Hannah Diamond universe that it's so specific and so well done? Or what was the reasoning of preparing so much this project?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's like so many parts like in my album that were made by me, like especially like all the visuals. It took me a really long time. And looking back, like I think, you know, like maybe I should have like asked for more help or like, you know,
Yeah.
but like I really do think that because I was working out who I was, you
Mhm.
know, I
Yeah.
really wanted to work out like what my project was about. And you know, I don't just think about my music project as like me being a music artist. I think of myself as just more like, I don't know, like some kind of artist. Like I'm thinking about everything being connected. And I have a lot that I want to say, you know, in quite a specific way. Like you know, I'm not just like making music for fun. It feels like something that like I really need to like say or like communicate, and I'm not really sure like why or like where that comes from, but it's like this like really like deep kind of like feeling that I have.
And like last night, I was wondering, you always that sad? Because actually, like your songs I like bops, but
Mm-hmm.
sad bops.
Yeah, I mean, I think like when I think about all the music that I really like I think like Robin is potentially
Yeah.
my favorite
I mean,
pop star. Like
yeah,
I love her. I've always loved
she
her.
literally invented this idea of like crying on the dance floor.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I just there's something that has always really resonated with me like about her music and like yeah, she's like a really big like waving at me in the window. Yeah, she's like a really big yeah, I guess like a big influence of mine and someone that I really look up to in terms of like pop music stuff. But then also say like with Reflections, like that album, it felt like a personal like exploration of my experiences that I really wanted to come to terms with and make how I felt into something beautiful like as a way to sort of like overcome it. And I think that for me anyway, like doing that and turning like it like a sad or like a bad experience that I've had into like my work and making something that I really love out of it. I feel empowered by like feeling my emotions and like letting myself like be unashamedly sad or like
It's like sad, but also at the same time cute. It's like it's a quite a weird mix. Like
yeah, sure.
you being the cutest, but also it's making me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I guess, when I think back to everything that I made, like I literally did everything, like even just like there's so many things that goes into like putting a release out, like tiny things that like actually take a long time that people don't realize,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
like my stage visuals.
When are you going to release
stuff.
it?
Yeah.
When
My
are
new
you going-
album.
No,
Oh,
no,
the
no.
other
That's
one.
like the
Yeah.
The thing that
people, like
people-
fans.
Yeah, fans don't
know.
know how long it can
Yeah.
take, and
I know.
we're eager to hear more things. But after waiting and seeing a project so well curated as yours and stuff, it's like, of course, it takes time. Like
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Especially as like a new kind of like artist that doesn't have like a lot of financial support.
Mhm.
Like I think like at the time a lot of people didn't realize like what was going on in my life. Like I still had a full-time job like when I was like first started doing music, and then I hadn't even like gone freelance as a photographer yet. Like I'd just come out of uni and I was like I was working like 36 hours a week just trying to like keep going so I could like work on my project. And that was me for like quite a long time, and that can be like really limiting on like your
Of
ability
course,
to be creative because you physically don't have
Exactly.
time.
Do you
This was my alarm. The siesta.
wake up, Alvi? But
I'm awake.
dropping the album and finally having your
Mhm.
project out, and after all these steps on the road, was this your moment in your musical career that you're most proud of, or do you have another moment where you think, wow, I remember that exact moment thinking I made it or whatever?
Yeah, I have a few. Like one of them was weirdly it was like before my album even. There's quite a few. There was I guess like one was like my very first show. And not that I felt like I'd made it, but like I was definitely
It
very
was special to you.
it was
Yeah.
so special to me because I was just very confused. Like I did this show at the like London Edition Hotel with AG and Sophie, and I only had like I think I had one song out. I guess it was Pink and Blue, I think.
Yeah.
And the capacity for the venue was small. It was like 300, but I think like 2,000 people came to try and queue, and there was a queue around the block to come to my show. And I remember thinking like, surely not everybody's here to see me. This is insane. And I felt so small and so shy. And like I looked, my friend Aaron recently sent me some videos of that show, and I was like, oh baby me. Like it looked like I was doing like a school recital. Like I was so shy and like so unprepared for like what was going on. But when I look back at it now, I remember like I just remember all my friends being like, oh my God, is she going to be okay? Like at the crack, because I was really shy back then, like I found it difficult to speak up in public, and I was super, super shy, and a lot of my friends were really worried about me. And I remember like Sophie like rubbing my back, being like, "She's gonna be fine, she's a pop star," and me just like getting pushed off the stage and being like, "Okay, let's go."
Oh.
But that felt like a really special moment.
It really sounds like something
to be
to be proud of.
Yeah.
Totally, like a song and all these people waiting for you. And
Yeah,
it's
I still think it's crazy. I still think it's crazy.
amazing. Do you want to play a game, or do you have a final question?
Yeah. Let's talk about Concrete Angel.
Sure.
I mean, how do you make a cover better than the original song?
Oh, I don't think it could be better than
Not
the
better, but
original.
like you made it yours.
Yeah.
It's like you sometimes forget it's a cover,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, totally.
Like,
I know what you mean.
You
yeah.
turned it into a Hannah Diamond thing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've again, like how I was chatting about that song "Boys of Summer." Like, I've like, yeah, "Concrete Angel" has been like a favorite song of mine like since it first came out. Like, I remember when I heard it, I was just like, this is potentially the best like trance song I've ever heard. I just really, really love
Actually,
it.
like when you first released it on SoundCloud in 2017, I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
the EP was named
Soon I won't see you
yeah,
at all. Yeah.
like
I mean,
it actually is your song.
yeah. True. But yeah, I just loved that song for so long, and I think because of that, I like knew the song really well too. So actually, it made recording it
Yeah.
really fun and really easy because like I feel like I've probably sang it in the shower like thousands of times. It's like that kind of song
When you
for
sing
me.
when you sing it in the shower, it just gets into your skin, into your bones, into you.
really
So it's like
does.
now it's my
It's
song.
mine.
Yeah, you like absorb it or something.
Yeah.
It's true. But I also think like, in terms of like being able to make it feel like it's mine, I think that really is the privilege of working with someone like AG, because he is such an amazing world builder, and also like somebody who I feel like, a friend who really like deeply understands me as a person. And, that combination of having that kind of close relationship where someone really knows you and knows all the things that you like, everything that you're into. And then also like having this like amazing ability of like being able to like build and construct like entire worlds like sonically. I think,
It's a genius.
yeah, it's just such a privilege to be able to, have friends that talented.
That
Yeah, and also, to be able to work together and make something that everyone can enjoy. And I think that's how I made it mine, is just by having like a really cool friendship with someone who understands me.
It's all
knows,
all
like,
about
what-
friendship in
It
the
is,
end.
and knows what I would want from it, in terms of like production and
Yeah,
yeah.
that's lovely. Game time?
Yes, let's do
Okay.
it.
So ready.
So I love playing games with my friends, and this is one of our favorite games. So we always ask us
Mm-hmm.
things like, if you were, I don't know, like a fruit, which one would you be? So I'm going to ask you
Yeah.
3 of these. If you were blah blah blah,
Okay.
you have to think.
Quickly.
But
No,
without
just
saying
like
it.
yeah,
just think
exactly.
the
Just
answer.
think your answer,
don't say
and
it.
then Mar and I
We'll try
we
to
will we will try to guess,
guess.
and let's see if there's a match.
Okay, cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
nervous.
So the first one is, if you were a makeup product,
Yes.
which one would you be?
Oh, I think this one might be easy to guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Now
Okay.
if I don't guess it, I will feel bad.
I feel
Okay,
like
I have it in my mind.
I would say like a glittery eyeshadow.
I have
Mm,
to
it's
say
not what I had in my
highlighter.
mind.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you what I
Yeah.
actually thought?
Yeah.
I thought lip gloss.
Oh.
Do you
That's
know?
Not a
Great.
match,
It's
but
not a
yeah.
match.
because it's the shiniest product.
Yeah, that's true.
You
And-
know, the
yeah.
most sparkle.
I mean, there's some like highlighters
True.
that are so
But
sparkly.
lip gloss has like
Yeah.
an iconic concept to
Yeah.
it too, like
Yeah.
culturally to be a
Yeah.
lip gloss.
Like,
I
think
can
it
see
has-
the diamond is a lip gloss. Yeah,
like
I
it has
agree.
like a whole like aesthetic attached to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like when I think of lip gloss, I think back to like looking through magazines when I was a teenager and seeing like the Rimmel London like lip gloss
Yeah.
ads or like the Dior Addict ads.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
0 points
Not a
for
match.
us.
0 points. Yeah. So I think let's try the easy one
Mm-hmm.
because we need some points.
Yeah. Let's see if that one.
So if you were a Spice Girl, which one would you be?
I mean, I think everyone thinks they might know which one I am.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe you know yourself more than anyone, and deep inside, you are not the one we
We're going
think
to
of.
say the obvious one.
Yeah,
Baby
Baby
Spice.
Spice, Emma.
I guess I kind of am, but then like I also feel like I have a bit of sporty spice in me.
Sporty.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
even say, but posh a bit.
Yeah, maybe also posh.
Because of the lip gloss and stuff. It's also
Yeah.
like kind
Yeah.
of the posh vibe.
I feel like I'm like the combination of all the Spice Girls.
This is
You are
this
the
is
Spice
actually
Girls.
this is what I actually answer every time we play this
Mm-hmm.
this game, and my friends are like, "You can't be everything." It's like I am.
I want to be everything.
Yeah, like it depends on how I don't
Depends
know
on
how
my
I feel.
mood.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, half a point, half a point. Because
yeah,
she's
let's say
yeah.
every of the Spice
Yeah.
Girls, so whatever
then,
answer.
exactly.
Points all round.
Yeah. But actually, I think I'm Jerry.
That makes sense.
Like
I can see it.
Yeah. Okay, and you? Yeah, I
would
would say
say-
Victoria.
Posh. I'm quite
Yeah.
the posh. But
Yeah. So last one
Okay.
is if you were a Britney song,
Ooh.
which one would you be? Or even if your music was,
Ooh. No, no.
let's say no,
let's say
if Hannah
Hannah
Diamond
Diamond,
was a Britney song, which one?
Let me just
Yeah,
think.
we'll
Yeah,
give
I
you a
mean,
minute
yeah.
because I
Let me
have to
just go
think.
through the archives. Like,
Brrr.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I know the one I like. Maybe it's the first one that goes into my head.
Don't
Okay.
worry. I think
Yeah,
I don't
like,
have a special
I
answer.
actually-
It's not like
Yeah.
niche.
For me, it was,
song.
yeah. I thought about Lucky.
Oh, I love that song.
I think you're Give Me More. Because
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
because Give Me More, it's like Hannah Diamond universe, it's a lot of everything all the time.
True.
And Give Me More is Give Me More. I want more also of Hannah Diamond, but the universe is it's very rich of everything. So it kind of works. I thought it was a
Nice.
great answer.
Well,
You really thought about that.
I want to win this one.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you the one I was thinking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Do you guys know the song "Unusual You"?
Oh, not now.
Oh,
Which
no.
Let's check
Maybe
it.
you guys
Yeah,
are
let's-
gonna have to play
Maybe
it.
we're
Yeah, can we look for it?
It's my favorite Britney song.
Oh yeah,
Then
great
let's
album.
just finish with this Britney song. It's Unusual Me.
Unusual You.
Ah, okay.
Rob, is it possible that we play Unusual You by Britney Spears to see which
What?
Britney Spears
Yeah,
song
to
is
see what
Hannah
I'm
Diamond.
about. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's me, but it's my favorite one. I really love it.
Then it is.
Sometimes, yeah.
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 It
Then
just
it's
goes,
that easy. Yeah.
It goes like this.
Yeah.
Chorus.
We will bump this song now.
Yeah.
But we have to go
Yes.
because we're having way too much fun and we could stay here forever. But we have limited time for Hannah. We cannot keep her here forever.
Aw.
It's been a pleasure.
I mean,
Thank
if
you
you
so much
want
for
to
having
stay
me.
here with us.
Just hang out. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be cute.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
coming.
Thank you.
It
No,
was a
thank you for
pleasure.
having me. It's been so nice. Yay.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Thank
RPS. Live from Primavera Sound 2022. Proudly presented by Cupra.